Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of our challenge. It is actually the evening before day 4, and I am in my basement filming this in stealth mode while my children are trying to go to bed. Life has just gotten in the way the past few days, and I intended to have all my videos recorded ahead of time and my posts written up, and then just life with kids and whatever. And here I am the night before. So please excuse the makeup that is dripping off and the hair that needs to be brushed, and my brain is a little bit tired. So please bear with me on this one, but you are going to be seeing this tomorrow morning, and so I will say good morning. I hope that you all are starting to feel a little bit of a spark of joy coming back into your hearts as you've been thinking this week about nurturing yourselves. I don't know about you, but self-care always kind of makes me, even the thought of self-care makes me kind of a little bit giddy. So I hope that you're experiencing a little bit of that, at least, as you have been thinking about yourself and your needs and setting some goals. I have been praying for each of you every day this week, that this will just be such a beginning for you of refreshment and renewal, and just kind of a time of realization for what you need and how you can nurture yourself. So I hope that the Lord is really giving you some grace this week to accomplish what we've been trying to accomplish. Today, we are going to be focusing on prioritizing the goals that you wrote down and crafting our self-care plans. Yay! I love this part. This, I guess, really isn't totally necessary to practice a self-care routine. You don't actually have to have a written plan, but I did make the case that writing down your goals can really help you to achieve them. And I believe it's the same for our plans. When we actually make step-by-step plans to accomplish a goal, we're more likely to stick with it and to see it to fruition. So that is why I advocate writing down step-by-step plans here. If this is not your jam, you can feel free to skip this part. If you would rather just have something jotted down really quickly in your calendar, I totally get that. But I really thrive on written goals and written plans and step-by-step seeing what I need to do to accomplish something. So I'm excited about this part. Okay, so what you want to do is first prioritize the goals that you wrote down yesterday. You want to maybe consider what need of yours is kind of screaming at you to be met right now. So you may have written down, take a daily nap for your physical needs. Go to adoration once a week for your spiritual, and for your mental, you may have written down something like read 3 chapters of a good book each night. But when you stop and consider, these are great goals, but you have a teething baby, or, some other kind of situation that's keeping you from sleeping, and you would really love to go to adoration once a week, but you're so tired that you fall asleep as soon as you get there. Well, there's nothing wrong with that really, but or maybe this is for the sake of example, maybe you are trying to read those 3 chapters of your book every night, but you can hardly turn the pages because you're so exhausted. So the need that's really screaming at you here is your physical need to take a daily nap. So what you would want to do in this situation is prioritize that need. When you are able to prioritize your goals according to what needs the most nurturing right now, you're giving yourself kind of a plan if you don't if you're not able to get to the other 2 self-care needs today or this week, you are able to see, okay, well, this one is at the top of my list, so I need to fulfill this first before I'm even able to take on anything else. So I would say start with prioritizing where you're neediest at this moment, and begin there. When you set your goals, you were specific. So like we said, not just write down, go to the gym, but write down, go to the gym every Wednesday at 11 a.m., as specific as you can. So now we're going to make steps, clear steps for each of those goals so that we can see a path to make them happen. Now, some of the goals may not need much planning at all. You might not have to write down many steps. Back to the nap example, it may just be something like take a daily nap when the baby goes to sleep at 11 a.m., put on Wildcrats for the older kids and get in the bed. It could be something as simple as that. Other things might take some more planning. So like the gym example again, you may have quite a few steps to make that happen. So you may say, okay, I need to call a babysitter, and I need to pick a day of the week. Maybe I want it on a schedule. Maybe it needs to be Wednesdays at this time, and I need childcare. Maybe I even need to work out my budget, so that I can afford childcare, or I can afford a gym membership. Whatever it may be, that if you have discerned that this is something that you need to work towards, this is your goal, then write out the steps to make that happen. And it may be that you can't, this is a goal that may have to be put on hold a little bit until you can get all the steps lined up. You may not be able to find a babysitter over the summer. Maybe it will have to wait until the fall. Maybe your favorite babysitter is out of town for the summer. Maybe that's something that you might have to put on hold. So discerning the steps to get to that goal can kind of help you to see what your plan really needs to be. And if you have to put it on hold, then maybe you can develop a new goal. That's something maybe not quite what you had in mind in the first place, but maybe it would be something like purchase a Beachbody workout to do at home, or Pietra Fitness, something like that. That's a DVD that you can put in. So a budget for that is much less than, hiring a babysitter and going out to the gym, keeping a gym membership, something like that. So being flexible as you make your goals and your steps to your goals. But when you're able to step by step see what it's going to take to meet your goal, then you can have a plan that's realistic for your life. So what I would say is to look at the goals you wrote down yesterday and evaluate your 3 categories of needs. Prioritize the one that is where you're the neediest right now. Most important goes on top. And then when you make your steps, be as specific as possible, just like when you're writing your goals. One other thing I forgot to mention. Sorry, I asked you to bear with me. I knew I was going to be a little scattered tonight. When you write down your steps, your goal can be reached without you feeling so overwhelmed. This is something that really I need to hear, because if I am a big picture planner, and sometimes I forget the details. So I'll have this really great idea, and then I will not realize that, to make that happen, I have to do all these smaller steps. And I don't know if I really like these smaller steps. Or I'll forget one of the smaller steps. Like I would forget that I would need a babysitter for that gym day that I planned a long time ago, but for some reason I didn't get the babysitter. So you may be, if you're like me, less likely to actually meet your goal if you don't have the steps written out for you to follow to get there. So that's another reason that I like to write down steps. So this all this planning will most likely require you to sit down with your spouse and have a little chat about what your goals are and what the steps are to get there, so that you can be on the same page about your expectations and and really see what he can do to help make this happen as well. And he needs to know how much self-care means to you and what you want to be doing in your life right now. Share with him your goals, share with him the steps to get there. See if he has any insights into what you need or how to plan for your meeting your goals. It's great to keep him on the same page. And ask him to help you to make it happen. And he will, I'm sure, realize that a happy mama makes a happy family. So I'm sure he would love to help you to meet your goals. And, if you need to, really just, show him these videos if you need to help him to see how self-care is really about nurturing the mama so she can take care of the family. So for today's challenge, it's simply just to take each goal that you wrote down yesterday and then write down the steps that you will need to take to achieve those goals for each goal. Prioritize the one that has the highest need, whether it's physical, spiritual, or mental. Put the one on top where you are neediest, and make your steps as detailed as possible. Don't leave out anything if you think that you need the reminder of how to get there. Plan as detailed as you can. But here's another tip, so that this doesn't take you too long. Sometimes it's helpful just to write down bullet points. So just really quickly, goal 1, step 1 is this quick bullet point, step 2, quick bullet point. I made this, one of the pages in your workbook has, the page for this day, for day 4, has a goal section where you can write down the steps. It's just got room for 3, but you can add on to that if you want. One more thing. I can almost hear you all saying to me, this is really nice, girl, but I'll never be able to make this happen because life is just too busy, or the little people are just too needy and too demanding. Life is just too stressful. I hear you. I feel the same way many times about self-care, but tomorrow we're going to go over some tips for how to stay the course in our self-care resolutions. And just one thing about that, I would just say, before you feel overwhelmed with how am I ever going to make this happen, just keep telling yourself that you are worth it, that you are too important to the life and the heart of your family to be always burnt out and to be giving from an empty well. You are the heartbeat of the family, and for the heartbeat to keep going strong, you have to be nurtured. So just keep that in mind before feeling overwhelmed or questioning how you're ever going to do all these things. Believe that you are worth it. And tomorrow we will go over some tips for actually implementing the self-care plans that you come up with today. Okay, I hope this wasn't too crazy and scattered. I hope I didn't leave anything out. If you have any questions, as always, come find me on Facebook, or you can hit reply to your email. And I'm looking forward to finishing up with you all tomorrow. Don't forget the giveaway. The link to that was in the email this morning. I'll be drawing a winner for a fantastic Mama Box from thecatholicbox.org. They have given us this beautiful box full of self-care items. So go over to the Facebook page to enter that. Okay, mamas, have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.